tonight, report on election results for several Grant County school districts, and the Grant PUD officially has a new general manager. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Moses Lake picks up home wins over Eastmont on the hardwood, and the Afraid of Boys are one and done in postseason play. Here's a quick glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cristina Sanchez. We're dry tonight, mostly cloudy skies over the area, but showers are moving in. I'll let you know just ahead with your extended forecast when we'll see some rain.
I'm Amber Jinks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
The Moses Lake Warming Center is attracting between 15 and 20 people a night. Sheila Chilson with the Homeless Task Force of Grant County said the center is bringing in more people than they expected during the first month it was open. The task force opened the center in the former Boys and Girls Club space on 3rd Avenue. The center was intended to give homeless people a place to get warm. The people using the service include chronically homeless people, people who are homeless for a couple of weeks, and people who are homeless because of mental illness. Volunteers are asking whether the visitors want someone to contact them to arrange for help. The center is closing at the end of February. Chilson said the task force doesn't have plans or the resources to keep it open longer. 6 Grant County school districts were asking for voter approval for new maintenance and operation levies or other levies. Reporter Joe Utter has the results from Tuesday night's ballot count.
Quincy will be getting a new high school after 63% of voters approved the sale of bonds to pay for the construction. 6 school districts were asking for voter approval for the replacement of maintenance and operations levies, bond sales, and a transportation levy. According to the Grant County Elections Office, voters in 3 school districts approved the levies and bond sale, and 1 school district saw a tie in the first night of ballot counting. Quincy voters approved the sale of bonds for construction. Voters in the Royal and Wilson Creek school districts approved their replacement M&O levies, while Luke School District voters were split on passing a replacement levy, with 32 votes for and 32 votes rejecting it. The Grant County Elections Office reported levies in Soap Lake and Warden were rejected by voters. The election drew about 38% of the registered voters in the school districts. By the end of Tuesday night, the election office counted 3,946 ballots. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
A woman allegedly told a Moses Lake car dealership she was looking to buy a car and then tried to steal it. Gabriela Montel Ocampo, a 22-year-old Gresham, Oregon woman, was reportedly looking at a Chevrolet Impala at Quality King Auto Sales on Monday afternoon. According to Moses Lake police, she reportedly told a salesman she wanted to look at a different vehicle. The employee reportedly left the keys and told another employee to keep an eye on her. The woman reportedly started the Impala and drove off at a high rate of speed. An employee followed her and called 911. Montil Ocampo reportedly abandoned the car, and officers found her inside Walgreens after she attempted to hide the car keys. She was arrested for taking a motor vehicle without permission. Kevin Nort has confirmed as the new general manager of Grant PUD. The PUD Board of Commissioners voted unanimously to have Nort succeed Tony Webb on June 3rd. Webb announced in January he was retiring in 2017. He was appointed as general manager by the commissioner in 2013 and has been with the utility for 26 years. Nort joined the PUD in 2004 and was the utility's chief financial officer before moving up to his present role as assistant general manager. To aid in the transition, Webb will help Nort take over the PUD. PUD Board President Tom Flint said the selection wasn't a difficult one. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
When the cold rolls in, it's time to turn on the heater and cozy up with a book. But turning up the heat can mean higher electric bills. And for some families in tough times, that could mean choosing between a warm meal or a warm house. For decades, people like you have extended a hand to help local families in need pay those winter electric bills. Share the warmth this winter to help keep your neighbor warm by giving a little when you pay your Grant PUD bill.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. I'm Cristina Sanchez with your local weather segment brought to you by Berry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. We're still going to stay dry for this evening, but for the Cascades, rain moving into the area, light rain throughout the region as we head into this Thursday morning and Friday. Best chance of seeing rain over our Columbia Basin and also for the rest of the region. Low temperatures this morning for us here in Ephrata, right around 29. The average low temperatures right around the mid-20s, high temperatures for today in the low 40s, and record high temperature was set back in 1990 when the record high was 61 for us here in Ephrata. And for you in Moses Lake, this morning slightly above average as far as the low temperatures. Highs for today right around 45. Your average high temperature is 42 and your record high temperature was also set back in 1990 and the record high was 60 degrees, and we're going to get close to 60 degrees later for the next work week actually. Temperatures right now right around the low 40s. We have mostly cloudy skies and winds right around 5 miles per hour coming in from the east-northeast, and because we have light winds, there's not much air movement, so we are under an air stagnation advisory for our immediate region and also for the eastern portions of the state throughout the night and into this Friday and even Saturday morning. That's whenever the air stagnation advisory will expire. Mostly cloudy skies for the inland northwest tonight and also for us here within our Columbia Basin. Coastal region, you're going to see that threat of showers for this evening into the overnight hours. And once again for this Thursday, chance of showers, light rain moving in for the Cascades and the Yakima, then moderate rainfall in the afternoon for this Thursday for the coastal region. And for us as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to have that threat of seeing a few showers. As far as high temperatures for you in the Yakima, right around the low 50s, 52 as the high with mostly cloudy skies. 56 for you in Seattle and also Long Beach, mostly cloudy skies. Moderate rainfall moving in for the coastal region as we head into this Thursday afternoon. In the northwest, mostly cloudy skies for tonight and for Thursday. High temperatures right around the mid to upper 40s. Tri-Cities area, 53 as the high with mostly cloudy skies, and best chance of seeing showers will be for Friday across our Columbia Basin. Starting off tomorrow in the afternoon, we'll have that small threat of seeing a few showers, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Highs for you in Moses Lake right around 50, 46 for us here in Ephrata. Also for you in Quincy, Royal City, 51 as the high with mostly cloudy skies. And that threat of showers will continue for this evening with a gradual increase in temperatures. 51 as the high for Saturday afternoon, 52 on Sunday, and on Monday will be right around the upper 50s. Low temperatures tonight in the mid 30s.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PUD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
The new flamethrower cheeseburger now with a $5 lunch. I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Gary, do you remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
Comes with a Sunday now. I can handle it.
You know your body, Gary.
go flamethrower. Now the DQ $5 lunch comes with the new jalapeno bacon flamethrower cheeseburger, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. This is fan food, not fast food.
There was a lot riding on the games between the Chiefs and Wildcats when they went at it in Big 9 round ball action in Moses Lake last night. The girls were looking to make it 19 wins in a row and did just that, rolling past Eastmont 53-26. The Chiefs had absolutely no trouble racking up the W, leading 21-3 after the first quarter was in the books. Jamie Louetta set the pace for the home team with 11 points. Moses Lake pushed the score to 25-7 midway through the second quarter. The Chiefs' stingy defense surrendered a measly 14 points heading into the final 8 minutes of action. That allowed Coach Matt Strophe to unload his bench, rest his starters, and get ready for West Valley Friday night when the Rams come to town for the final contest of the regular season. Jesse Louetta led the Chiefs' effort against the Wildcats with 12 points. Jamie Louetta had 11. Jessica Olson finished with 9. Moses Lake is just now 1 game shy of a perfect 20-0 record and a place in the school history books. The second game of the evening was a low-scoring back-and-forth contest that came down to the final minute before it was decided. The Chiefs got past the Wildcats 49-43, but it wasn't pretty by any means. Both teams were a bit sluggish to start the Big 9 showdown, but things began to heat up on a bucket by Eastmont's Alex Guerrera, and this crossover move for 2 by Zach Phillips. That put the Chiefs up 11-9 at the end of the first quarter. This assist from Isaiah Thomas to Gonzalez gave the home team a slim 23-22 halftime lead. A Wildcat free throw and a tray from Ryan Carstetter made it 26-23 Moses Lake in the opening minutes of the third quarter. The Chiefs upped their lead to 43-37 with 90 ticks left on the clock. A crucial bucket by Zach Phillips and 2 Cesar Sandoval free throws made it 47-41 with under a minute to go. Sandoval led the Moses Lake attack with 18 points. The Chiefs looked to close out regular season play on a 4-game win streak at home Friday against West Valley and maintain the mojo heading into the postseason. Ephrata's topsy-turvy came to an end on the hardwood with a 60-44 first-round district loss at Ellensburg last night. The Tigers opened the regular season on a 4-game win streak, but lost their next 4, bounced back with 2 wins, and then dropped 4. But the team closed out with 5 wins in their last 6 games and looked to be back on track heading into the postseason. The game, however, belonged to the Bulldogs and Coleman Sparling, who was unstoppable with 27 points, 14 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 steals. Cameron Clark led Ephrata with 17 points. Colin Ammon finished with 11. The Lady Tigers finished regular season play with a 12-6 record and the number 4 seed to the district tournament. The team will host Wapato in a first-round loser-out game Thursday evening in Ephrata. Tip-off is 7 p.m. We'll be back after this commercial break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about Moses Lake High School theater students preparing for a new play set to debut on Thursday night. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
In the Moses Lake High School Theater this week, after school hours are being spent getting ready for the opening of their latest show on Thursday. Arsenic and Old Lace is a classic black comedy centered around an eccentric, and some would say psychotic, New York family. Two sisters spend their days poisoning lonely lodgers. One of their nephews has done his own dastardly doings with the help of a drunken doctor, and the youngest nephew believes he's President Theodore Roosevelt and is digging the Panama Canal in the basement. At the center of the chaos is Mortimer, who believes he's the only sane one of the bunch and has to figure out who's doing what, to who, and how. Senior Jacob Law returns to the stage as Mortimer after being part of the theater's winter musical Into the Woods, and he talked about the challenges of the new show.
The sheer amount of lines. And there's a couple points in the play where I have a conversation with myself on the phone, and it's weird because a lot of the lines are, once you get into the mindset of the character, it's easy because it makes sense. But just having this conversation where you don't hear the replies can be a little bit weird, and those are some of the lines I struggled with earliest on because they're like large chunks of just me talking to nobody and having to reply.
Another challenge for the cast is dealing with a story and characters who exist in a bygone era of American history that they and even their parents may not know much about. For Law, he sees it as a chance to get his classmates and friends interested in how things were in an earlier generation.
Yeah, but it also piques their interest because some kids are like, oh yeah, I've seen this, like for Into the Woods I heard, oh yeah, I've already seen the movie. And that piques some of their interest and they want to come, but some people, they were turned off by it. They didn't enjoy the movie, so they didn't come. So they have no idea what this is. I just try to sell it as much as I can without giving away too much of the plot. And if they're interested, and most of them, a lot of them have been, I just say, come and watch, it'll be great.
In putting the cast together, director Sabrina Tim gave the majority of the traditionally male roles to female actors. Sophomore Carolyn Bigwood plays Teddy and said the opportunity is exciting for her and her fellow actors.
It's been great. Like, I love it. Like, this show, I think it's really great. We all just come together and we're playing characters it's so like realistic. Like with a musical, like it's all fun, but it's like, it's not something that could like really happen, like Into the Woods. But with Arsenic and Old Lace, like this is something that's not like typically gonna happen, but it's like possible. And I love playing Teddy. Like I feel so happy when I'm him, and it's so great. Not because he's Teddy Roosevelt, but he's a boy that pretends that he is, and he really thinks he is. And like I love it because like I'm just thinking, when I was like young, like that's something that I like would have done and what I would have liked to do. And so it's so fun to just go and just bring him to life on stage, and I'm excited to see what people think about it.
Arsenic and Old Lace runs Thursday through Saturday at 7 p.m. with a special matinee set for 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
Welcome back. A man was convicted of stalking and is receiving drug treatment after violating a protection order 4 times in a month. Joseph Warner, a 32-year-old Moses Lake resident, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to stalking. Warner faced between 1 year and 1 year and 2 months in prison. He was sentenced to a drug offender sentencing alternative. As part of the recommendation, Warner will spend 3 to 6 months in drug treatment and 2 years on probation. A Department of Corrections report showed Warner admitted to using methamphetamine and heroin. Warner's wife filed a protection order in November preventing him from contacting her. He violated the order 4 times within 8 days. He was found inside the home one of the times and left notes on the victim's car. Police were called an additional time Warner went to the victim's home and began knocking on all of the front windows. The North Central Regional Library is hosting talks focused on Washington's devastating wildfire seasons at public libraries in Ephrata and Moses Lake. During the last 20 years, nature photographer John Marshall has captured dozens of areas burned by wildfires, showing the changes in landscape as forests and sagelands grow back. Marshall will share his insights on how the state came to experience back-to-back major fire seasons. Marshall is speaking at the Ephrata Public Library on February 23rd at 7 p.m. and the Moses Lake Public Library on February 24th at 6:30 p.m. Marshall has a Master of Science degree in Wildlife Resources from the University of Idaho and works with the U.S. Forest Service to compare historic photos to show how forests have changed over several decades. In Northwest news, it's day 40 of the occupation of the Wildlife Refuge Center in Oregon. 4 people are still holding out and posting videos about their protest. They're what's remaining from an armed militia protest led by Ammon Bundy. For CNN, Wanda Moore has the details.
Grant County Sheriff Glenn Palmer is under investigation by the Oregon Sheriff's Association after calls flooded their office.
This is probably one, if not the highest issue that we've had calls and emails on.
It comes after Palmer was scheduled to meet with Ammon Bundy and other leaders of the armed occupation. On their way to the meeting, Bundy and others were arrested and Lavoy Finicum shot. The OSSA is now looking into Palmer's actions and if they violated their bylaws.
We are in uncharted waters here.
Even if the association decided to take action, it would be symbolic only and would not impact his job. Meanwhile, the 4 remaining occupiers continue to post videos on their YouTube channel saying they have no plans of leaving.
You don't give up on what's right.
David Fry confirms that electricity to the compound has been cut and the group is using generators. He also talks about the phone provided to him by the FBI.
They took away all our smartphones and gave us this little flip phone that doesn't even have a speaker.
The demands by the remaining occupiers: drop all charges against them, release the Hammonds, as well as Ammon Bundy and the other jailed occupiers. Fry has been vocal against abortion, and his influence on the rest of the group is visible as the topic is becoming a key talking point in the videos.
They're helping Planned Parenthood abort babies, and that's murder.
Fry also talks about his fear of getting arrested by the FBI.
It's kind of a gamble to go out there, you know.
A risky gamble as the refuge takeover nears its 40th day.
The Seaside, Oregon community organized an emotional candlelight vigil to remember a police officer killed last week. For CNN, Chris Holstrom has the story.
As the sun sets in Seaside, flags were set at half-staff, all to remember fallen officer Jason Gooding.
I miss you. We miss you.
Just blocks away, hundreds gathered in his honor.
Thank you guys very much for coming to remember Jason Gooding.
Gooding, only 39 years old. He leaves behind a wife and 2 daughters.
It's a tough time for everybody in this community. It's tough for me. It's even tougher for them.
Loved ones describe him as a man who cared deeply and a leader in the community as he patrolled the streets of Seaside.
He helped my daughter an awful lot, and I really appreciate him doing that.
So did everyone else.
You know, we lost an amazing police officer. More importantly, we lost a great person.
A great person that will not be forgotten, but neither will his family, especially as they grieve during this trying time.
Tell your friends you love them. Tell your neighbor you love them, because if you don't, tomorrow, they could be gone.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.